What is up, guitar legends? Sam Wild here. We're looking at Have a Nice Day Today by Stereophonics. Great song, really easy to play. It's pretty much the same thing for the whole song. So we're going to go from the beginning and just work through the structure. You're going to need the capo on fret 2, guys. Alright, so let's work on this main riff because we're going to start with this intro part, which is going to apply to the verses, the choruses, most of the song. Alright, so we have this cool riff here. So before we worry about the rhythm, okay, now I'm going to show you a very beginnerish way to play this rhythm, and I'm going to show you some of the advanced tricks I throw in there. Right, but first let's look at the chords. We have A. Alright, so have a look at this diagram. You'll notice I play with fingers 2, 3 and 4. Now you can do 1, 2 and 3. Alright, the reason I do the others is because I like to have my thumb resting on the E string, because then it stops it from ringing. Watch what happens. As soon as the thumb comes down, we don't get much of that E string because we don't really want it for this A chord. If I use the other 3 fingers, it's hard to, if you use the thumb, you kind of end up blocking the E string, or at least I do because I have small hands. So 2, 3 and 4 is a safer bet. It sounds a bit tidier. Now we are going to go between this A chord and a sus chord. Alright, so you really have to create some space, curl the fingers so you can get these open B and E string at the bottom here. Alright, if your fingers are flat, you're going to block them off, so make sure the wrist comes down and forward a little bit, as much as you need to create that space. Alright, so we have A sus 2, okay. Now the next shape is pretty much the same, but we don't have the middle finger, which gives us our D string and creates D sus 2. Okay, so you've kept the fingers there, you just take the middle finger off, take that top finger off. We got our D sus 2 shape. Right, and again we take the pinky off. So we're left with literally one finger. Right, this creates a very strange chord. Some of you might argue with me onto what to call this chord. So once you can change between those chords comfortably, let's work on this rhythm with the right hand. Alright, so I'll show you the beginner version first, and then I'll show you how you can layer it up just to make it a little bit cooler. Alright, so have a look at this sort of counting chart here. So if we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 4. Alright, that's how we're going to count this. We're doing just 8th note rhythms, which is nice and easy beginner style. Okay, so first things first, we're going to play down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, down. Alright, now that sounds like a lot, but if you can hear the song in your head, then it becomes easier to know when to take the finger off. So we have A sus, A sus, A right at the end. Now before you try this, just make sure that your hand is constantly moving in this 8-note fashion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Because then all of your strums are going to be in the right place. Watch what happens. Because I'm going like this, I'm always moving past 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so you can constantly move past the strings, but you don't have to hit them every time. Just hit them where it counts. So we have 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3. Ba 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 ba. Down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so you work on this as slowly as you need to. You might need to pause the video just to work on this, just so your brain gets used to it. Okay, then all you have to do for the D chord is take the middle finger off. You do the same thing. Up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. All right, once you've got that basic rhythm down, we can start to make it a little bit more rhythmical, make it a little bit more advanced. So let's start with some slaps on beats 2 and 4. So we're gonna have ba, ba, da, ba, 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 da, 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 ba, ba, da, ba. Ba, ba, da, da, da. So you're trying to do it on beats 2 and 4, then 2, and then I tend to not slap on the last beat of 4 because there's a downstroke there that's quite important. You can kind of do a bit of both, but yeah, just do the first 3 slaps. So try and do this with me. You're essentially doing a downstroke, but your hand is against the string as you're striking through, which gives you this scratch, right? So try this really slowly at first. So you go this sort of speed. Down, slap, up, down, slap, up, slap, up, down, down. And then try the D chord. Down, slap, up, down, slap, up, slap, up, down, 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 slap, up, down, slap, up, slap, up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. So that's the advanced rhythm. There's a couple more tiny things that I sometimes do. I don't do it every time, but in between the 2 bars, so in between beats 4 and the 1 ups there, you can see I've added a little dot now, okay? All that means is you can pulse the fingers like that. You can see them. It just gives it a little bit more bounce just for those 2, so. Do you see that? Bum, bum. So you just release the pressure ever so slightly, which means you're cutting off those 3 notes. And then when you come back in, it's there again. Okay, and I only do it there just because you get that ba, ba. You're copying the lyrics. Ba, ba, da, ba, 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 da, da, ba, ba, da, ba, ba. So right on that ba, ba, I kind of copy the words. Ba, ba. They're in on the words. Ba, ba. Alright, you don't have to do that, it's just an option. Alright, the other thing you can do is you can add 1 more up right on the very end of the whole thing. So we have ba, 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 da, 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 da. So you just add on 1 more up right on the end if you want to. Sometimes I do that even by accident. When you're doing the whole movement thing all the time, sometimes you get a strum by accident, and that's fine. Okay, absolutely fine. If anything, it adds some extra character to it. It actually makes it sound better. So let's start thinking about the structure now. All right, so first as you can see here, we have that main riff. All right, we're going to play the chords twice, basically, just for the intro, because you can hear the ba, 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 da, da. Let's just sing in ba, ba, da, right? Then we go into verse 1. San Francisco Bay, past Pier 39. Early PM, can't remember what time. Got the waiting cab, stopped at the red light. Dress unsure, but it turned out just right. Now we have this chord, and then this chord. So, the first thing to realize is like you can keep the rhythm the same. Down, stop, up, down, stop, up, down, down. Alright, so we don't have to worry about the rhythm, which is the great thing about this song. You do that for the whole song. All we've done is we've added the G chord. Alright, so if you need to, pause the video and practice this. Then we go to D, just a standard D major shape though, not the D sus we had before. And also, if you can, as an option, try and get the F sharp in the bass with your thumb. So it just hooks over ever so slightly until you can get that 2nd fret pushed in. So we do the whole rhythm on G, then D, F sharp in the bass. Okay, then we go into a 2nd verse. It started straight up, coming in here with him. was his first words we asked her what he meant. He said, oh, where you from? We told him a lot. Take a holiday, it's all what you want. So it's the same thing again. Then we go to the chorus. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Lie around all day. Have a drink. Okay, then we have a third verse. All right. Then we go into our second chorus. Now after the second chorus, as you can see by the structure here, we go into a bridge. Okay, so this is the only part we have left to learn, and it's really, really easy. Okay, so we're gonna just go straight into this bridge. For those of you that want to take your playing to the next level, make sure you sign up to my premium membership website. You'll gain access to all my backing tracks, all of my lessons, and I'll teach you how to improvise, solo, and play advanced chords. Enjoy the rest of your lesson, guys. All right, it's really simple. We have E major. Again, guys, same rhythm. So we have. There's no singing here. It's just that guitar solo part. And then we have this. Okay, so what happens on that last chord, it slows down the tempo, and you have to listen out for that. Okay, it's like the tempo slows down, and then there's a row as well, so it even drags the last beat, all right? But let's just go from the start of this bridge. We have E major first, all right? So try and pause the video, learn that if you need to. Again, it's the same rhythm, guys. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Then we have D major. I tend not to add the F sharp in the bass for this time. It doesn't really matter if you do, but just a normal D major is good here. You could do the D sus too if you want. E major again. Then D. So what we've done, we do half of D major there, down, step, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, back into the main riff again. So we have D major, and then we have a D minor 6. Now the simplest way of playing this D minor 6, just have your second finger on G2, second fret, G string, right, as in 2 from the capo. Open B. Really important because that's what gets the 6th sound. Alright, then we have the F on top there, which makes it minor as well. Okay, so both important. Alright, now you can also play this up here as a bar chord. Some of you might remember this shape if you've played it before. Or you can do this shape, which is a bit more open, but kind of the same thing here. Alright, but again, easiest way, especially if you're coming from the D major shape. Okay, so try and play this bridge with me, all right, just so you get used to this timing, because that last chord we're going to slow right down. Here we go after 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then if you have a look at the structure, you can see that we just go into another verse. So basically we're on verse 4 now, okay? Then to finish the song, I mean, it basically finishes on a chorus and just fades out. But for the play along, if you want to play along with me, I do 2 choruses. Okay, so I just go around twice on the chorus. Alright guys, that is pretty much everything. Well done for getting this far. You can now, if you want to, skip ahead and you can do the play along with me, try and play the whole song. We've got chords, rhythms, everything is up as a guide for you before you go away and try and play the actual song. Alright. If you found this video helpful in any way, please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe as well. Hit the notification bell icon, alright? Now, before you move on to the play along, some of you might want to know how I did this little trick in the chorus. Alright, essentially I'm just doing pentatonic fourths and I'm moving through the shapes. So the A chord is normal, but then D. So we'll start the same, down, slap, up, down, slap, that bit's the same. But then we have to shoot up to our first shape for the upstroke. Alright, so second finger's on G6, we've got third finger on B7, and we're going to use these fingers for the whole riff. So we go up, then up here on fret 9 for both of them. Okay, so be aware of that. You can have them one apart, but then it won't be a fourth anymore. Alright, then we slide up to 11 and 12. For this one I go up, down, up, down. So you go up 2 frets, up, down, up, down. Then rock it back as fast as you can. As you were moving, go into the A shape, so you can come back round again. So, don't worry if you can't do that, guys, it's just an option. You can just play the normal D-sus shapes if you want to. Alright, play along's just about to come up, so good luck with that. Keep practicing. See you in the next video. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.